Well, hello and welcome. This is Mr. Tom here with the Museum at Prairie Fire. I'd like to say I'm glad to be able to participate in this, the Dream Big Day Family Fest. Hoping to show you some really cool science. So I wanted to show you how to make your own water filter. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect, I don't know if you can see down there, got some water in our little creek here. I'm going to collect some water in a measuring cup. And then I'm going to show you how to make your own filter. So let's get started. Okay, well, I'm back on dry land now. I've collected my water sample. If you take a look there, I scooped out a pretty good sample there. I've got some little twigs, reeds, bits of leaves, and of course some dirty water. You would not want to drink this, would you? So, there's actually a way we can make this just a little bit cleaner, okay? We are going to make a filter using simple household materials, and I'm going to show you what we're using, all right? So in my box, plastic bottle, all right? And what I went ahead and started with was I took a utility knife or a utility blade, and I started the cut in there, okay? So you might want to have an adult do that. Utility blades can be very sharp. I've actually injured myself on one before. So yeah, you got to be very careful with those. I highly recommend an adult do that part. But once I make that initial incision, and I just take a pair of scissors, and I'll show you this up close so you can see. Basically, about halfway, about cut in half. So I get it inside there, and I start cutting around, trying to make that cut as even as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect though, that's okay. All right, in fact, mine's a little bit off, but that's okay. There we go. Now, I have two halves, well, roughly. So we're going to set the bottom part aside. What we want to work with now is the top part, this part with the hole, okay, where you drink from. Here we're trying to get the water to go through and keep other materials, the leaves, the reeds, and as much of that dirty, mud and gravel out as possible. So what we're going to use is, we're actually going to use a coffee filter. And this, I just cut the edges around, so I'm just left with a circle here. Now what you're going to do is shear this down, place it over the top like this, okay, and to hold it in place, took me a little while to find it, rubber band. Alright, so I think I am going to wrap this around, let's go 2 times, and then a 3rd time, okay? There you go. Alright, that ensures it's nice and secure on there. Okay, now I've got my filter just about set. Got my water here, but before I go ahead and put it in, I actually want to put some materials in here that will help me, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some sand in my filter, and I'm also going to put in some gravel, and then you can see some larger rocks and pebbles in there, larger stones, okay? And this is part of what's fun about science. You get to experiment. Say about 2 to 3 handfuls of sand. All right. Next, I decided that I want to put in my gravel and my stones. Okay. Hold this up a little closer. So I'm putting in a layer there. You got some larger stones at the top. And I'm going to take one more handful And there we go. Let's see what happens when I pour this. Now remember, that bottom part, this is where you're going to use this, because this will fit nicely into the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to pour my water sample through, and where do you think the water's going to end up? Should end up at the bottom. So we're going to take a close look as we start pouring. Now when you do this, you want to start slow. All right? Alright, starting to get some chunks of leaves, little bits of grass in there. Now I'm just going to pause for a little bit and wait. Now you should see at the bottom there, it might take some time because it's got to work its way through the gravel and through the sand, but you should start seeing water come through. I'm just going to pause and give it a couple minutes. As you can see, that water there is a lot cleaner at the bottom. You can see it slowly dripping through. It has been going for about 10 minutes now. I added a little more on top. You can see I have some reeds in there, some leaves, a few sticks, and of course mud. So big difference between that and that. Great way of showing how filtration works, but because there might still be chemicals in there that wouldn't be safe to ingest, this water isn't safe to drink. And what I really like about this experiment is it's using everyday materials. And I'm sure a lot of you have water bottles lying around, some rubber bands, maybe you can find some coffee filters, and you can make yourself your own filter. It's pretty fun. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is Mr. Tom with the Museum at Prairie Fire, and have a good day.